Oh my god, that's so loud.
Sorry, sorry, sorry. It's weird because I can't hear anything because it's
I
on
know
it's on your
my
side.
ears are
It's
very, very sensitive.
I'm sorry. I'm
It's
sorry.
fine. I think it's over.
It's like black metal. Just kidding.
it
Just kidding. Just
sounded
kidding.
it sounded a bit better. Not gonna lie.
So I've been trying to talk to you about this for like
2 years now.
it feels like 2 years, even though it's like been like what,
Some months.
three
Not really
months,
sure.
4 months? Because like
Not really sure.
I remember a quote from this podcast where you said you took a while to watch the Joker movie, but took me long enough. That's like that's me right now.
Yeah, I guess
I
I
mean,
kinda
Jesus,
had that coming.
you were the one who talked to me about this, and
I
we
know.
even did a podcast episode on this, and
Mm-hmm.
even people were like joking about that, and like,
Yeah.
what happened?
I don't know. It's my thing with shows, I guess. Just forget they exist. Or I guess I start doing something else instead of just watching it for some reason. I'm not really sure why that happens.
Yeah.
But now that we're all locked inside of our houses,
Hmm.
I guess I can make some time.
Yeah. Finally.
And yeah, I just binged uh, The Mandalorian for,
Hell
I don't know, a
yes.
couple of hours.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was done with it.
What did you think?
Fairly
Like,
fast.
without spoilers yet, what was your experience like?
It was good. It was good. I mean, um, considering the state of the Star Wars universe for the past 5, 6 years, when did Force Awakens came out?
20
Force Awakens,
2015.
2015.
So
2015. Yeah,
5 years then.
yeah. I was expecting it to be, you know, uh, a bit. I want to say generic. I'm not really sure if that's the word I'm looking for.
Hmm.
But if we take a look at the last canon, or the last three movies from the Skywalker saga,
Hmm.
and the amount of miscommunication that happened inside of Disney
Yeah.
and that division specifically, I'm not really sure if we can still call it Lucasfilms, but yeah, I think so. It felt like it was everything was the gears weren't really, touching each other. There was, I don't know. I still need to watch the movies again, like binge them
Yeah,
as well,
yeah.
like back to back to back,
Mm.
to actually make an informed
Yeah,
opinion on
but
it.
I
But
do, if we're gonna talk about that, I do think my opinion that has been like a little bit more fleshed out now that it's been a while since I last saw the movies. I do
yeah,
feel like, yeah, it's basically, as you were saying, it's like it feels like there was no consistency in terms of like the way that the plot was written, and even like the directing was a bit choppy. It was weird. Like it had a lot of way too many characters because, you know, I guess there
no,
was other
that
stuff.
that's for me. That's not the point, because if you look at the other Star Wars movies, they also had like weird characters just popping in and out
I mean,
for
sure, I guess.
a little reason. But still, that's not the point today.
Hmm.
Um, it
Comparing to the
felt
Mandalorian,
it is very much a passion project, and you can tell
yes.
that a lot of love was put into it.
Hmm. Oh, and may I add that I think the Mandalorian is literally the only Star Wars product that the consensus of like everyone pretty much is good. Like I don't
Yeah,
think there's a single person that would say it's terrible. Like, and that's
I'm still
hard.
I'm still waiting to see someone um, saying that. Yeah,
But yeah, I don't like it's so fresh. Like finally we get something that everybody loves. in the Star Wars franchise. Like Jesus, we had the prequels, then we had the sequels, then we had the weird like out of
The Star Wars
line this
stories.
yeah like there were so many things that people were saying, oh, this is better than that, no, this is better than that, but now finally everyone has a
Can agree.
consensus
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that
Definitely.
Mandalorian is definitely one of the best things that has happened to the Star Wars franchise. So yeah.
Yeah, I gotta agree there. Um, where do we even start? I mean, I know we talked about the first two episodes,
First
or
two
the
or
original
yeah,
episodes,
we did like
because
it's
those were the ones that were out at the time.
yeah. How many episodes is this? It's like 8, right?
Eight, yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. um,
We could
okay, we
we
can
could talk
start there, I
we
guess.
could talk in
The
order.
fact,
No,
the
go
fact
go.
that the way the show is constructed,
Mhm.
um, it feels like at first it feels like you're watching a very like you remember those old TV shows where you had the only thing in common between episodes was just the title characters.
Oh yeah.
Um, and I like the way they structured the episodes because you start to think that these are going to be singular events in the course of the misadventures of the Mandalorian.
Mhm.
But at the same time, you obviously we needed to get to a conclusion on the Baby Yoda.
And there's still so many unanswered questions. Like it's
Yeah,
just yeah.
there are definitely. Um,
But yes, it's like each episode up to like episode 6 is kind of a separate story. Like
yeah.
it's like self-contained. I guess that's
Hmm.
the word.
But I love how they wrapped it up
Oh
very, very
my god,
beautifully.
that was epic.
When everything climaxes, like all these characters come together to
Yeah, that
from
was
their each of their
wow.
separate own universes. I'm making air quotes here to give us something that
Separate worlds, I guess.
honestly just blew my mind.
Yeah.
Um, again, yeah, where to even start?
Well, let's start with like the episode 3, which I don't even remember. Let me actually just pull up the list of episodes. I don't remember like all of them off the top of my head. I kind of have to see. The Mandalorian episodes. Let's I guess. Did I write Mandalorian? Oh wow. Okay. Jesus. My okay.
the
List of
the third
episodes.
episode is the one where
The Sin.
Din goes to
Oh yeah, I remember. I
deliver the
remember.
baby,
Yes, I remember that. Oh my god, that was so cool.
and then he just doesn't.
He just literally steals the baby that he just delivered. It's just
Hmm.
wow, man, that was so cool. Then the sanctuary is basically he goes to a place. Um,
Yeah, looking for some place to lay low.
yeah, he meets this character, this ex-soldier, which Cara
Or
Dune.
ex-rebel.
Yeah,
Cara
Cara.
Dune, yeah.
Uh, which is so badass. Like I love that they literally grabbed a she's like a bodybuilder or something? I think so. Or no, she's like a wrestler.
No, she's a mixed martial artist.
Okay, there you go. That's it. But I thought that she was like a wrestler or something. Like they
I knew
actually
I
they grabbed someone for like with the what would you say with the build that was
characteristics.
required. Yeah,
She ticked
exactly.
all the boxes. Yeah, definitely.
That's so cool. At
Her
first,
acting, even though she's not a professional actress, I
mhm.
think she was good. She was very good.
On the first episode, for some reason, I felt the acting was a bit weird, but then I kind of got used to it. Um, it didn't feel like very. I don't know. It felt a bit weird at first, but then I just kind of got used to it, and then in the last episode, I thought her acting was just great. Well, not great, but it was good. It was good.
It was good. Yeah.
Then uh, in that place, there's like this kind of I guess native people that are being attacked by an ancient, supposedly ancient um,
The
AT
Marauders.
AT-AT.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah,
Well,
the
not
ASTs.
ATST. Yeah, I
Yeah.
keep confusing them. The ATST, which is like I just love the way because they're actually grabbing on this idea of the Wild West and kind of how things are. You have the
Yeah, I
Indians, I
felt that
guess,
too. I felt that too.
and then you have what I just find so cool is how they grabbed the logic, the same logic that I guess these new Star Wars movies are, which is the past has been kind of not really forgotten, but has been just like really distorted and just a lot of things have been lost. And you have like these remains of the Empire that are kind of scattered around the galaxy. These kind of, I guess, clans of previously stormtroopers that are now are just, I guess,
Troopers.
yeah, troopers. And it's
And they're
like,
still faithful to the Empire, so yeah, I
yeah,
guess you can call them
but it's so
stormtroopers.
but it's so cool. The Empire doesn't really exist, but sure. I mean, it's
Remnants of it.
yeah, okay, sure. And what's so interesting is that you have this ATSD, which is like completely covered in like mud and in whatever, and it's like, and these dudes, like this other clan of, I can't even remember what their well, marauders. I don't really know what that is. I
They
don't.
were Clatoonians. I remember that because they it sounds like Klaatu from the day the Earth stood still. They were called Clatoonians.
But they're like,
That I
are
remember.
they original to this series or? Because
Yeah,
yeah, because
the
there's
name. I think the name just comes from
yeah, maybe.
Klaatu from well the day the Earth stood still.
Maybe. But I love how they're grabbing like a bunch of species that I had no idea were, because I didn't know that
Oh, you were asking if the Clatoonians were original to the Mandalorian?
mhm,
No,
they're not.
no, they're not.
Are they? Oh yeah, okay. But it's like it's so cool the way that they're grabbing like these species that were like, I don't know, even like in the background of some that like don't even have like sometimes um well, even lines of dialogue. For example, they used that robot that what is that robot called? I can't
The
remember.
IG unit?
Yeah, the IG unit, which is like it only appears previously, I think. I mean, it appears a bunch in the Clone Wars, I think. Maybe I can't remember, but it only appears like, as far as I remember, in one scene of The Empire Strikes Back, I think. Or is it?
I'm not really
Or is
sure
it?
if they appear in the movies, but I know that they're in
No,
Clone
no,
Wars.
they do appear like once in. There's like a scene which is the same scene that has well, another Mandalorian, Boba Fett. There's that same scene. There's one of these IG units that is like, but it doesn't even move. Like it doesn't speak and it doesn't even move. So it's like they grabbed that and they made like a fully fleshed out character out of that, and
Oh,
it's so
yeah,
freaking
Revenge of the
awesome.
Sith, actually.
Yeah, Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, I know. I knew that should have showed up previously, but it's really interesting.
Also in Empire Strikes Back. Yeah, first appearance in Empire Strikes
Yeah,
Back.
yeah.
I was just checking.
Then you have the Gunslinger, which is a very strange episode because, like,
Shit, that's the one where he went to Tatooine.
yes, he went to Tatooine,
Oh my god.
and then there's this like assassin or something that they have to get,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like a dude that gives him the bounty, that gives him like it goes with him to kind of find her. She has I really love the reference that she has like the same helmet that the dudes that fire the Death Star, like the what are they called, like the, I guess, pilots, not the pilots, but
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah, I know
those.
what you mean.
It's like it looks so cool with it just looks so freaking sci-fi. It just looks so cool with
What I liked about her is that she's hiding in the desert and her name is Fennec, like the fox. I don't know if you noticed that.
I did not notice that.
Mm-hmm.
Um and they kind of go to find her, and then the Mando has to get get like some transport, so he kind of goes away, and they have this weird ass dialogue where basically the dude decides to betray the Mandalorian, and they fight. Well, they don't fight there. He actually just disappears, and then they fight like back at the place where he had left the ship. Um, but then at the end, you see like this character that's you only see like the feet of this character
Mm-hmm.
approaching the corpse of that Fennec, and it's like, who is this character?
Um,
It's never explained.
if I had to take a guess, and if the character, if I am to believe that the character shows up in The Mandalorian, I think it was Moff Gideon,
Yeah, probably, but it's
but I would need to check it again.
yeah. You would have to compare like the actual outfit that Moff Gideon
Mm-hmm.
uses and compare it to the to those. Um, then you have the prisoner, which I love this episode so much. Oh my god. Seriously. This is a heist episode. And it's like, what the fuck? They go save, like they team up, like the Mandalorian teams up with like previously
With his former gang, I would say.
like former gang. They bully him. They go to they go to
High
a
security prison.
yeah, a security prison of the rebel ally of the Republic. They think it has nobody inside. They go to basically rescue a dude who was like is literally
In jail because of the Mando.
it, well not yeah, exactly. He's in jail because he was arrested by the Republic. So they're basically breaking the law, and Mando was like, "Well, why?" And they betray Mando. They put Mando inside of the cell,
And the dude shakes it off like it's nothing.
and Mando manages to escape the cell. And it's just, oh my, no, but
One by one.
but best is like it's the doubles the Mexican standoff that happens when they figure out that it was actually a manned craft, a manned prison craft. It had one dude, and that dialogue is just like, what the hell? And then of course the alarm is goes off, and after Mendo
Somebody is
escapes,
sent on the nukes, exactly.
yeah,
Kind of.
and Mando. This seriously, this episode is amazing. Jesus Christ. They like after Mando manages to escape, he without the others before the others could go back to the ship, he locks basically every door.
You actually think that he kills them one by one.
You
But
think
yeah, in
that?
the end, he shows that they're all, well, in jail.
Yeah, I just love the detail of that devil-looking dude entering, like realizing that he was in the control room, entering the control room, and then the battle that happens there, and the Mandalorian using his flamethrower, and the flamethrower having no effect because he looks like Satan. It's like the Deveronians, I think that's the yeah.
Deveronian, yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my god! Like I didn't even know. Like I did again. It's one of those things that I forgot this even existed in the Star Wars universe. It's like one of the first things that shows up.
I think they appear first in New Hope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like
And I think they almost never
yeah,
show
but
up again.
why would you even invent new shit when Star Wars is already
Exactly.
so expensive? Like expensive.
Exactly. Like
Like no need to reinvent the wheel.
exactly. And I think that's actually one thing that this is doing super well. That unfortunately I feel like the new movies are kind of
Lacking.
not yeah, they're lacking in the sense that they are doing a lot of fan service, but I feel like they're not doing fan service correctly because they invent a lot of shit, and then they run out of room to do a homage to the
Yeah, you kind of
things. Yeah,
riding yourself against the wall.
yeah, exactly. You're just cramming it up because each movie you add new things, but the previous things also exist in the universe. So you're kind of like saturating the universe more and more, and that's kind of a bummer. And with this one, because like with the Mandalorian, because you're not adding almost anything, you can just
Yeah, just
explore things that already exist further, and that's so cool. That's
the, if I'm
writing
gonna be
correctly.
honest, name one thing that's original to the Mandalorian. We're gonna get to the last episode because not even there's something that is original. Even though it's the first time we see it in live action, it's not original.
Oh,
We'll
okay,
get
okay.
there. We'll
We'll
get
get there.
there.
We'll get there. So, after the prisoner ends, you think that he locked them. You think that he kills them. He actually locked them in the cells, and he goes back and he actually still does what the original dude had sent him out to do, which was rescue the prisoner. And he goes back into
He
the
pulls a
ship,
sneaky on you.
and the dude says, "Shoot him!" And like there's this
The sudden realization that the tracker for the nukes is with him.
fucking my good. This is such a Batman move. This is such a Batman
Right?
episode. Like, dude pulled
Out
like a double
outweighted and
trick.
outsmarted. Yeah.
He like they thought they were one step ahead of him. He was two steps ahead of them. It's like, wow. It's just so cool. And like they show up, and they they show up to the tracker, and then see, oh, they're deploying like a ship, and they think that they're deploying the ship against them, so it makes the situation even worse. Oh wow, it's just amazing. Okay, episode 7.
Yeah, this is where the beginning of the end.
This is where the villain is shows up.
The antagonist.
The
Let's not call it
antagonist.
villain, I would say.
Okay, sure, whatever. The antagonist Moth Gideon, which is basically a dude that is, I guess,
An ex general. I'm off, actually. Well.
yeah, I'm off, and he's trying like a moth. Seriously, I always call him Moth Gideon. Like, there's nothing that's gonna stop me from calling him Moth Gideon. Um,
I'm not gonna stop you.
and so basically they are to oh yeah, Mando basically receives this message that the original outpost like is in chaos,
Is being
and
overrun by Imperial troops.
yeah, and they don't
Or
want that.
ex-Imperial.
Ex
Wow.
Imperial. And basically they go there to try to solve the problem
Yeah, because they want the baby.
because they want the baby. Moth Gideon
Everybody wants
wants,
the baby.
yeah, Moth Gideon wants the baby. Um, except
I love how everyone mentions, like, I have no idea what he wants to do with a baby. Maybe he wants to eat it.
oh yeah, that's from episode
How
8.
delicious. How delicious would a Yoda be? Now that I think of it.
I don't want to think about that. But seriously, like the scene. Let me try to remember like what happened in episodes like 7 and 8, like which one was which. But it doesn't matter. Let's put both kind
Episode
of.
7 is where he receives the message from the guild leader
Hmm.
about how Navarro is being overrun by those troops.
Yes, but then they basically go
So
there, and
he wants to the Mandalorian to come there and
mhm.
use the baby as bait,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
they can kill the client, the dude
See,
that made the purchase, and be done with the whole thing.
exactly.
Except it doesn't go like that at all
Hmm.
because
Because
Moff Gideon shows up.
exactly, exactly. And Moth Gideon actually kills that dude, which I was not expecting at all. But then again, it's a Disney villain. They always do that. Um, or should I say it's a villain. Villains are like are always like that. Like they're not afraid to kill previous allies if they're no longer useful, I guess. So basically, Moff Gideon wants the baby, obviously, because everybody wants the baby. And there's this super sad scene where Quill actually has the baby with him, and he's
Yeah, he's taking the baby back to the ship.
yeah, and the speeders actually intercept the message that the Mandalorian was sending to Quill, and so they find that Quill actually has the real baby, and they go and murder Quill, which is really sad.
Sad. Yeah, man.
They-
That
It
that
it it
that
ends like
broke
that.
my
That
heart.
yeah, that
The
fucked.
one person that did not deserve to die.
It's true, but then again, I was kind of expecting him to die because it was just plot, man.
Yeah, I know. But
So
it's
then
so sad. Like he
it's
did not deserve
yeah,
to die in the least.
yeah, he did not. It's like,
Quill
man,
did nothing wrong.
yeah, he was just doing what he what was
What was right? What
yeah,
was right?
the phrase that he used like I'm doing what I can to he has a lot of wisdom, and I love that. Like I was not expecting um what's his race called again? Okay, that's a bit
Quills?
racist. Wh-
I have actually no idea. Give me a moment.
Um,
Ugnaught.
Ugnok, yeah. Like I was never expecting an Ugnok to have such wisdom. But yeah, he was really wise, and I love that. I love
Hmm.
I love wise characters in movies. It's just or in anything. It's just really really cool. Um, and then chapter 8, the conclusion of this season of The Mandalorian, which is just wow. No, I just love. Let's just mention the intro of this fucking episode. The intro involves a continuation of the last scene of episode 7, which is basically the speeders grab the baby and are supposedly going back to the place uh where
Yeah,
Moth
the
and the others
in
are there.
Navarro. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
But
it's like
they don't enter the town.
they don't enter the
Let's
town
mention that because they're too
because
scared that they're going to get wrecked by Gideon.
it's not really that. It's like they're asking for permission, but
Yes.
it's like, yeah, I feel like they don't need permission. I don't know. It's just weird. Like they're standing outside of the town and they're just commenting. Like it doesn't even have. I don't think it even has music or anything. It's just they're
Hmm.
commenting, and it just shows kind of like the behind the scenes of the life of
Of
a
a stormtrooper.
stormtrooper, or in this case, a scout trooper. It's
Dude,
like,
I'm not paid to question. Just I don't even want to know what's in the bag. Just
yeah.
don't touch it. Don't
Oh
look at it.
my god.
Don't smell it. Nothing. Just don't even look in its general direction, lest you incur the wrath of Moff Gideon.
Oh my god. Jesus. And when they try to like shoot
He punches the fucking thing. Oh my god.
no, they try to shoot like target practice, and you see like just like feeding off of that notion that stormtroopers are just terrible at shooting, and it's missing every single shot. It's just, oh wow. Oh god, that was so funny. I was like, Jesus. And then they see this IG unit show up, and
Give me the baby.
they're like, but what are you gonna do with it? My
Protect and
goodness.
care.
Yeah. Wow. Like, Jesus. That IG unit, I love that IG unit. Let's just mention that, like, that IG unit in that last episode, because before that episode, like, it was kind of a bit like, because this kind of mechanophobia that
Droidophobia.
droidophobia that
Din has, yeah, the
that
Mandalorian
Din
has.
has is like you kind of feel that it is justified. Um, you don't know if it's justified, but there's that question. Like,
Yeah, there's something that definitely happened. I mean, wasn't his village attacked by droids? Wasn't that it?
yes, yes, yes.
Everybody killed his family.
Hmm. So
Okay.
it makes total sense that he would have that phobia.
Hmm.
Uh, and there's even like that. like this is really touched upon in this series. Like it's really like the series clearly wants you to think about this. Like, but why does he not want, like, are droids truly always like programmed to do things, and like if they're reprogrammed, like as he says, like it's in their nature to kill. Like it's what they were built for. Uh and it kind of leaves that planted in your mind until this episode proves that theory wrong, that indeed this IG unit, yes, it was programmed to kill,
But not
but
anymore.
yeah, exactly. But now it's going to use whatever tools it has to do whatever the new program tells him to do, which is protect the child. That's everything that a unit was meant to do, and that's like
Hmm.
that's so cool.
He self destructs
Yeah,
to
like
save everyone.
I mean, let's just mention that scene with. I mean, there's so many great scenes. Jeez, like that
There's
scene.
one I want to mention
Mm, there's so many I want
where,
to mention.
well, one I want to mention before we get to like the real end
Uh-huh.
of the Mandalorian. It's a scene where you actually think that the dude's going to die. He thinks he's going to
Yeah,
die.
yeah.
Um, and like no matter what, Mandalorian culture does not allow a Mandalorian to remove their helmet
Mm-hmm.
in front of another living thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the droid's like, yeah, but
I'm no
you're
living
going to
thing.
die if I don't take your helmet off.
And it
Yeah, but
says,
you're not going to do that because I can't take it off in front of a living person. You're like, I'm not a living person. So I'm going to remove your helmet, and unless you stop me, that's just going to happen.
yeah,
And he removes. It's the first and only time you see his face
yeah.
throughout the entire show. And I'm really convinced that you're not going to see his face again, at least for a very, very long time.
I think the actor actually said that he did not want to, like, he didn't want his face revealed, and that he was like when they said that they were going to unmask the Mandalorian, he was like, oh shit, no. He didn't want his face to be revealed. Like he wanted that mystery.
Yeah,
Um,
because now we know he's Oberyn Martell.
I mean, we already, yeah, Oberyn Martell. Yeah, yeah. So in that scene, before that scene, the previous part of the scene, which is where they are going to get basically burned by this massive flamethrower guy, and well,
Oh
um,
yeah, the
Din is
flametrooper.
is dying, and there's like this actually really intense scene with where Kara doesn't want to leave Din
Yeah, nobody wants
behind.
to leave him, I guess.
Uh, and no, but she was like
She
really,
specifically, yeah, does not want to.
yeah. And then there's this flamethrower guy that enters the door, and then Baby Yoda steps out,
Oh
and he
yeah.
puts his fucking little tiny three
Pause.
three digit, or like, yeah, 3-digit
Yeah, they're three
hands,
digits.
green hands, and he pulls them like upward, and he just does
Stops.
just fucking force projects, or like it
It's like a
just stuff.
force field.
Yeah, it does like a force field, and projects the flame like toward back at the guy. Is like,
You activated my trap card. Looks like you're going to the
holy.
Shadow Realm, Jimbo.
Like, oh my goodness, that scene, it just killed me. Fuck.
Yeah, after watching all of the what this baby can do, why would you part away with it?
Exactly.
Just keep
Holy
it in your
shit.
backpack, for
Yeah,
Christ's
let's
sake.
let's not mention like the way that he heals the other dude. Like,
He
damn.
just he just does it like instinctively.
Yeah, he has no
He just
training. He's a baby.
he knows that people are hurt, and he wants to help. Like
Yeah, cuz
that is the most pure creature ever introduced in entertainment. Period. Like name a someone who's more pure than that child. I dare you. I double dare you.
I don't really want to find one,
You don't
honestly.
even want to try, I know.
Yeah. But yeah, like, damn, that scene. It just established like this baby literally can do a lot of things, and and he has no training. And let me just mention that scene with the that goddamn badass blacksmith where she tells Din, you have to train this child. And it's
I
like
fucking wish. Can you imagine? Can you imagine a Mandalorian baby Yoda? Oh
yeah,
my
exactly.
god.
What she was asking was like yeah, it was a weird request, but I just loved like how she mentioned that there was like that she knew. She's literally like the only character that specifically, I mean, we assume that Moff Gideon also knows, but she is the first character to say, I know where these creatures come from. There's a planet that is their home, and you gotta
She
put it
must be like the only person to know, because
like, I
I don't
mean,
think even Yoda remembers where he's from.
no, I mean he may I have no idea. I mean, at 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 the time of that Empire Strikes Back takes place, he's already kind of going a little um
Ooh,
yeah, he's
cool, cool.
Yoda is not in his best state of mind, so probably he doesn't remember at that point, but who knows. But yeah, definitely she's the only character to specifically to finally give us some exposure. Well, what's the word that I'm looking for?
Exposition.
Exposition. Jesus. Wow. Yeah, some finally like there's some stories that have way too much exposition. This story suffers from the exact opposite. It has a way
But
too
that's great.
but that's great cuz it leaves you wondering like what the hell
Yeah.
is
Like,
this creature?
we need more shit like this. We need
Exactly.
more shows not to spoon feed us things.
Exactly.
I
And
want to wonder.
yeah.
I want to fill the gaps.
Mhm.
I do.
No, it's
That
true.
is like one of the best things about entertainment is that when you don't know everything and you are able to wonder, the sense of wonder that you can take from this show is there's not a lot of things out there right now that can do that. And I actually have to thank the producers for this shit, that they grabbed Star Wars and like they made me regain my hope in this franchise.
Mhm.
I'm shedding tears as I speak. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah. No, seriously, this is literally like the meaning of my life right now.
I wouldn't go so far as that, but
Okay, that's a bit too much, but it is the meaning of my Star Wars life. So,
yeah, right now Star Wars lives on through I've heard wonders about the Clone Wars show.
hmm
But in terms of live action, I think that The Mandalorian has the potential to follow up on, say, The X Files, for example. 5, 6 seasons of show, a movie, more seasons.
hmm
They end it. It's beautiful. Everybody loves it. We cry a lot because it's over, and then like I don't know, 10 years later, we get another movie or something like that. I don't know. It has so many paths to follow. There's so much places it can
yeah,
go.
it's an entire universe. Like you can do almost everything. You can do like stories in some unknown part of the galaxy that has some situation going on. You can do like basically you can make up new planets. It doesn't
The
really matter.
only
Like
planet we actually revisited was Tatooine.
exactly, and I was not at like
I was not expecting,
I
like
like
we
at first I didn't even recognize it and was like, oh
no, I
wait, is this Tatooine?
instantly recognized it. Like as soon as it showed up in the screen,
Okay,
I knew it. Oh
like
God, this is Tatooine.
like I saw that like when he entered that planet, I was like, this planet looks familiar, but I'm not
I don't
entirely
even
sure.
remember if I if you get to see the suns.
I don't think so. I don't.
But regardless,
Yeah.
I
Oh
knew
wait,
it. I
I
mean,
never. I
as
didn't
soon
even
as the
notice
dude
that.
enters Mos Eisley Cantina, like this is deja vu, like all over again. They even sit in the same table
Oh yeah, they do. I didn't
where
even notice that.
where Greedo shots Han or Han shots Greedo. I don't care.
Oh my
At this
god.
point,
I
I
didn't
don't care.
even. Wow, that's such.
You did not notice? It's the exact same table.
Because you know it's been so long since I watched the original. The the New
Mm.
Hope. So that I didn't even notice that. Let's check. The Mandalorian. Let's see if the suns show up. Chapter 5. I want to see if the suns show up. Images. Let's see. So they're
I
riding
don't remember
across.
seeing the suns at all, but
I don't think you can see the suns.
even the little droids, the ones that only have the one eye, that was also very on point. That was like a very
Oh.
good throwback to the prequels.
Yeah, yeah. And even like the droid that's serving the balcony.
Mm-hmm.
The balcony. I was like,
It's the
wow.
same droid, I think. Yeah,
Yeah, wow. Holy crap.
it was beautiful.
Yeah, it
I
was
loved
amazing.
it.
It was amazing. Um
And
but
again, it was the only thing that they rehashed, as far as I can remember.
yeah, I mean all the other planets were pretty much made up, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
So technically, there are new things in this. Not characters or not. I mean, characters definitely. Not species, but planets. I guess
Yeah, locations. Fair
locations.
enough.
hmm and so the ending of this episode 8,
Oh my god.
which includes.
Wait, let's take it just um how does it happen? I know that Moff Gideon is in his TIE fighter and Mando gets his own jetpack. Like the we were expecting him to get one from since episode 3 when he says I got to get me one of those.
Yeah, and he finally got one of those.
He finally got one of those and he uses it to maximum effect. He brings down a TIE fighter.
Yes. No, but before that, I mean, let's just mention the fight scene between the blacksmith. I love that blacksmith.
Oof.
Holy shit! She did
She's OP. She's so badass. I
she
want to know who's underneath the armor.
she
I
didn't
really do.
she didn't die, right?
No,
Oh yes. Okay. I
she just
hope
wrecks a bunch of
I
stormtroopers.
hope I
She
please like
boils one.
I want to see that again. I want to see her again. I want to see her show up again because damn, I love that character so much. So
I love how her helmet looks like Ares. I
it,
think
it
we
looks
mentioned
like
this before.
yeah, it looks like a Spartan helmet, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
okay, so not Spartan. I think just Greek. The Athenian helmet is whatever. A
Yeah, yeah, whatever.
Greek helmet. It's like there's that scene. Then there's the scene where they have to cross. Oh my god! I just love like when they're like crossing that river
The
of
river of
lava,
lava.
which like reminds me of um
Dante's Inferno.
not just Dante's Inferno, but like it reminds me of even like the Greek myth
Caront.
of
Karen.
Charon like crossing river Styx.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically that. Like I was not expecting that at all. Like what the heck were they thinking? But it just looked great, and it was like visually stunning, and it was like you
Mm-hmm.
had you
The
had
sacrifice.
yeah, and you had like this scene which I just was just funny as hell, which was like they were talking to this droid, or they think that the droid is like offline, or is just destroyed, but then the droid actually comes online, and it just extends these huge arms and legs, and it's like, what?
Rowing.
It starts rowing.
I love how the character evolution for the Mandalorian,
Mhm.
where he well since episode 1 we know that, especially with this droid, specifically with the IG unit,
Uh-huh.
he hates it like so much,
Yeah.
and by that episode, exactly in that scene, where he finally understands that the droid really wants to help, and the droid is making calculations in there. There's really no way that me and the child are going to survive. So one of us has to go, and my primary directive is to safeguard the child. So I have to go. And he's
Damn.
like, "No, you can't do that. There has to be another way." It's like, I ran all the possibilities. There's just no other way. And
Damn.
he wrecks himself. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that was just insane.
I think in the end, that was the redemption.
Yeah. No, I think that was just an amazing that changed Mando, literally.
Mm-hmm.
That changed the way he saw droids forever. Like,
Mm-hmm.
wow. It has an amazing message because of that, and then there's that amazing scene where he literally fights a TIE fighter.
Man versus bird.
um, and he brings down the TIE
He
fighter,
brings down the TIE fighter, and you think that's it, and that Moff Gideon is finally dead, and
and
we can move on to season 2
of
with a
course
new
he's not.
villain.
Of
Bum,
course,
bum,
of
bum.
course he's not. Like I knew he wasn't dead. Like
But, dude, that's not even the point. Like, the fact that he is alive is not so
okay, yeah,
interesting
yeah, yeah,
as
yeah.
to
Okay,
the
let me
fact.
mention that. Let me okay.
Be my guest
So
friend.
as everything comes to a close, and Kara and the other guy, I forgot his name, stay in the planet, and Mando leaves with the child to train or give a new home, I guess, to the child, and whatever. There's this, I guess, post credit scene, not post credit scene, like it's literally just the outro scene where you see these the Jawas, um, Jawas, right? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they're like ransacking the remains of this Tie Fighter, and suddenly this is kind of my reaction is watching this, because I was when I saw the Tie Fighter like broken, I was like, okay, Moff Gideon is clearly alive. He's because otherwise they wouldn't be showing the scene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's not the
But
fact that
the
he's still
way,
alive.
that he comes out of the fucking Tie Fighter,
It just
because
blew my fucking mind.
I just like because my thought process was like I saw this, these sparks, and I was thinking, okay, he's got like some kind of thing that he uses, like a maybe
Like a blowtorch or
yeah, like
something.
like a saw or something like that. And then I see this light
No,
coming out, and I was like, wait, does he have a lightsaber?
no,
Is he like a Jedi or a Sith? But
no.
then I notice that it's white and black, and I was like, wait, but there's no lightsabers that are white and black. There's only
There's
one.
one.
There's only one lightsaber, which is not even a lightsaber. That is this, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Is this
Yeah.
the dark saber?
Yes.
They put the fucking dark saber. I'm sorry that I'm swearing too much, but they put the fucking dark saber in a live action, a Star Wars product. I was like, what? Oh my
Jesus.
god.
It was beautiful.
Oh, and he comes out with
I
a
came a little bit. I'm
with
not gonna lie.
with the fucking dark saber in his hand. I was like, how the fuck? Who is this guy?
Yeah. Like,
How
where
did he
where did he
get
come from?
this? How did he get this thing? And does that mean that he's like the leader of the Mandalorians? Because it isn't,
No.
or well, I don't
He
know. There's
probably just. As far as I know, the last person to get
the dark saber.
the dark saber was Bo. What's her name? Bo Katan.
Uh, from Rebels, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Star Wars
No,
Rebels.
from Clone Wars, I
Clone
think.
Wars, I
I think
think.
she's from Clone Wars.
Yeah, maybe it was Bo-Katan. So yeah, like how the hell did this guy get the dark saber? Like I'm so fucking curious.
Uh,
Man, I
well,
just want to see him use it. Like, damn. I was not expecting that at all.
I was at a loss for words, you know.
Yeah.
It was likely like during that they mentioned the purge, right? The
Yes.
Great Purge. So
Maybe he got it then.
considering that he was an imperial, he was from the ISB, the Imperial Security Bureau,
Hmm.
which is like the FBI for the Empire or the CIA of the Empire. I don't really know.
I guess.
He just saw this and said like he probably killed everyone like that saw him take it just so you could keep it. I'm not gonna say it's a secret, but still, the dark saber man, like
The dark saber. There's only one. It's like, wow.
fucking hell.
Because all the other lightsabers that we see, it's always like the lightsaber of this person or the lightsaber of that person. But this, the dark saber, it goes like it's kind of like a crown that goes down generations. And like there's only one. That's like, damn.
That's the Highlander sword.
Exactly. It's like, holy crap.
And it's visually beautiful, like
Yeah, it is. It looks like a black hole in the shape of a sword.
mm-hmm. Like uh, how now that we know that this guy has this, like I wonder what else can he do?
Yeah.
Because for him to be wielding that kind of shit, he needs to have some sort of training. It's like you
He
just,
must. Yeah.
I think, like I don't know.
It could
I
have been
don't know.
trained. It could have been trained by Darth Vader, maybe. Who
I
knows?
don't know. I really don't know.
But yeah, I'm super curious. Like, yeah, I need more Moff Gideon. I'm super curious.
Shit. Now I was almost going to say that I can't wait for season 2, but we all
It's
know that as soon as it comes out, I'm going to watch 1 or 2 episodes and forget it exists. So,
yeah.
nevertheless,
I will
it
bother
was a great
you.
show.
I will bother you again. Because, yeah, there was like a point where I was kind of so desperate that I was
You
sending
were,
like daily reminders of you
yeah.
to
It
watch
was
The
both
Mandalorian.
both you and Evan were nagging me so much to watch it, like so much, like daily reminder. Have you watched The Mandalorian yet? And by the way, if you watch The Mandalorian, watch The Mandalorian. Let's not spoil. Ah!